All right. Well, today's eBay purchase is a Purina Chow's feed mill S scale, 164 scale from Alpine Division scale models. I've heard of these guys before through the railroad people. They seem to be well regarded. So, I saw it come up on sale, and as you guys know, I'm looking to build something I can compete at the farm, the agricultural shows, and you got to have something that's ag related. So I was going to do the harvester, international harvester dealer, tractor dealer, which I talked about before, and I was talking about doing a feed mill, and this kit came up, and I was like, oh wow, here's a kit, I could get this kit, and it said that it had plastic, that it was styrene and wood construction. So I was like, okay, well, it should be like a twin whistle kit. Well, I was a little wrong. Let's take a look inside here. I already looked through it a little bit, enough to see. But what this is made out of is what they call in the instructions ragboard. They call it ragboard. I call it cardboard. It's definitely, it's like a thick, dense cardboard. Um, it's a lot like cardstock. It's a little stiffer than cardstock, but there's still a lot of flex in it. And that's what the kit's made out of. It's made out of this cardstock stuff. Now, you got all this wood here to build interior structure to hold it together, to give it shape. And then you use these are the loading docks. Some blocks of wood here. Or cardstock. That's pretty much what it is cardstock. I'm a little disappointed. A little bit. I thought it was going to be styrene, I thought it was going to be like a a twin whistle kit. But it's not. It's not at all. But that's okay though, because what I can do with this stuff, and what I thought about doing, is just, these are all laser cut templates. Like here's the one of the side of the building. I'm probably just gonna use this as a template. I'm gonna make this with styrene, and I'm just gonna use these walls as a template, and I'm gonna build a little bit bigger tower, a little bigger tower. The tower here is that's the tower right there. That's not really that tall. It's about 3 stories tall. I want something a little taller, so I'll build a little bigger tower. But this is all this ragstock stuff, or cardstock, ragboard. But I mean, it's a nice complete kit. I paid $60 for it with the shipping, and the instructions are kind of vague. That's the instructions. Step-by-step instructions with no illustrations. But you do have pictures of what it should look like in the back, at least. So you can see that the cardstock walls are reinforced with wood to keep them from warping. Now, I have a building that's made out of a similar material that was given to me by a friend of mine. I haven't used it because, one, it's HO scale, And two, it's a bit warped. Let's take a look at it here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see that front wall's kind of warped. And that wall there is warped. And I mean, it's an older kit. They actually still make this. I can't remember who made it. These outer walls are actually basswood, I think. But it does have some cardstock in it. And it's built like that. It's got the balloon frame inside with the wood reinforcement. But, you know, this stuff is actually thicker than this stuff. A lot thicker. And you can see that it's warping. You know, and I don't want to get together a building, put all that work in it just to have it warp eventually. And you know me, I'm the king of styrene. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build it in styrene. So that's going to be a video for another time when I get to working on this kit. I have a bunch of projects ahead. You know, as you know, working on that motel, which I'll put out a video probably tomorrow or Saturday on that. I made some progress, and I'll share that with you in the next day or so. Then we're going to build the drive-in restaurant, the diner / drive-in restaurant. That's going to go on the gas food lodging diorama, the traveling diorama. We also have, what else I got coming up? Just, you know, a bunch of stuff. Right now, the drag racing it's kind of on a temporary hold right now until my wife feels well enough she's still a bit tired. Things tire her out, so I cross my fingers and hope to get the video done. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I don't want to push her. I don't want her to, you know, but it is what it is. So, anyways, this is what we got. So, what am I going to do with all this stuff? That's the question. I mean, the wood will come in handy for other projects. These things, I'm going to use these for templates. Now, the buildings are clad in this checkerboard, which I've seen in some pictures that this is the Purina checkerboard, which is their famous trademark. But they have it so it goes on the outside of the building. So the whole building is nothing but checkerboard. Now, around here, I've seen, in my past, I've seen Purina feed mills living in the Midwest. We have a lot of feed mills, still have a lot of feed mills. And I've never seen one that's been totally clad in checkerboard. You know, they have their checkerboard stripes or whatever, shields up. I don't know what you'd call that stuff, but the walls definitely aren't all checkerboarded. So I'm not going to go that way with that. But this stuff is really nice material. And that checkerboarding would look awesome as flooring in a shop or a diner, perhaps. So definitely could use that there. The rest of this stuff, wood block. Supposed to make a dock out of a wood block. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think that's going to get used, at least not for that. Here's supposed to be the other block for the other dock, and this is balsa wood, I think. Feels like balsa. Balsa or bass. So, you know, it's not quite detailed enough for me. You do get a bag of details. You get a crane in there. There's like a jib crane. There's that little overhead crane. There's details, doors, windows, barrels, stuff like that. This is probably the only thing I'm going to actually use out of this kit on the building I'm going to build. There's probably the this stuff here and this here. You know, that's probably about it. I mean, there's some nice stuff in here as far as materials go that I could use for other things. But for the most part, yeah. I mean, this stuff is pretty flimsy stuff. that, you know, and being paper good, it's going to be hydroscopic, so it's going to suck in any moisture. And being in a basementy area where moisture does occur, even though I have two dehumidifiers currently running to help alleviate that problem. Yeah, you know, I mean, just from the get-go, you can see that it's got warp to it. So, you know, I'd have to really flatten the shit out of these things. Excuse my language. I'd really have to flatten them out in order to use them. So, yeah. Anyways, I think we're just gonna, you know, we got some good materials out. I mean, it's not worth $60 to me. It definitely is, you know, worth it if you're going to use the, or if you're going to actually build the whole kit, then yeah, it's definitely, it'd be worth it. I know these kits, I think new they were selling for 80 or something like that. I'm not sure what they get for these, but being model railroad stuff, I'm sure it's expensive, right? So we're just going to do that eventually, but we're going to make it out of styrene. And then I was thinking about using this building here that I built, this factory building. I was thinking about tying this in with the grain elevator when I get it done with the feed mill. Make kind of a complex of buildings for it. So, well, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. You know, that's the whole thing. We'll see how that building turns out. See how I want to use it. I still have another package coming with these little cabins. They call it the red light district. So that should be coming. We'll see what that's made out of. Don't seem like with my luck. It'll probably be a box of toothpicks with some really vague instructions, right? All right, well, we'll see you guys soon.